Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. And again, 7 years, over 1 million people have been connected to the show, different times, different places. But guess which interview in 2021 had the most views of any interview? Well, we're repeating it, having them back again. It's a pretty easy one. That would be Dan Murphy and Ty Cooper, and founder of Silent Reminder Entertainment. That's Dan. And Ty Cooper, aka Messy Ty. Welcome back, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having us.
So Ty, isn't it amazing? You went viral for us. It was probably you. It wasn't Dan, right?
It was Dan, because there were so many people that kept saying, yo, I seen this guy with you on my TV screen. My kids was watching Coco Melon and Yo Gabba Gabba. And then you pop up on my TV screen, and all kinds of people telling me when I'm at the club, next to even people who probably wouldn't have said anything had they didn't say it out loud. So yeah.
So I'll leave it open-ended, guys. What have you been doing since our last interview? Because I get you all the time on Facebook. Dan's been great keeping you alive. What's been going on?
Well, actually, you guys checked in before we even dropped Is It Safe Yet? Really?
Yeah.
So I'll let Ty fill in.
That was so when we tapped in for the first time that morning, that was like right before we dropped the our quarantine offering, which was Is It Safe Yet? Was it? Did we have we had Back and Forth?
Yep.
Was back and Forth was already out. We had
Me and you.
We had the lights, camera, action, and visual, I believe.
Yep.
But we was literally getting into the height of COVID, like the beginning of it, like when everybody was so confused if they was even gonna be in a normal environment again. And we literally took the whole COVID term by storm by performing every day. Well, pretty much we performed every Thursday in Wakefield. Shout out to the pharmacists. Tetrahydro Club, we performed. We had the opportunity and blessings from the pharmacist to go perform. We even did a show with Noriega, well-known podcaster and I'll say icon in the hip hop department. But
especially podcasting for sure.
Yeah, we definitely just been super active, releasing the Ty Cooper show by Halloween. We went to Las Vegas, shot a video that ended up on BET Jams in the process. So yeah,
We've got a lot going on.
Yes, we've had very unique success in the last year, despite the COVID.
Do you think, I know for some of us, do you think in some ways COVID helped you?
Absolutely.
I think what it did is it allowed the true MCs, the people who really wanted to sharpen their sword, iron sharpens iron. And so what you saw some people collaborating, coming together and raising each other up. And, when you have rising tides, all ships will rise. And so what we've been trying to do is keep those who are most interested and invested in the culture like we are, to make sure that we collaborate with the right people, keep the right energy, and keep moving forward, because this is not just about Providence. This is bigger than that. This is something where Providence hasn't gotten a lot of recognition, or Rhode Island, or New England for that matter. And when they leave, they don't tend to come back and raise the rest of the other MCs and musicians and artists. So this is really a great opportunity for us to be that type of direct link and pull people up. Because again, it's gonna take a lot of work, just like raising a family. It takes a village. So you do need to have a team, and you need to have people you trust. And once you have that, again, the sky is the limit. We're working on some pretty big name opportunities for features to be able to get in front of people, like when we were in Atlanta for the NBA All-Star game. That was pretty monumental, even though.
Yeah, back in March, we went to Atlanta for All-Star Weekend. We performed out there we did a show that was with Biggie's cousin, Little C's, who used to be, in his crew.
Junior Mafia.
Yep. We did a show with Little C's and Jadakiss for the Biggie weekend. It was like a Biggie tribute. We had the honors of being a part of that show. It was like a big weed convention at the same time. Like a lot of people who are in the marijuana and cannabis industry, they had their stations where they were showcasing and displaying their top shelf and high grade of marijuana. And we also had the opportunity to perform in front of everybody present, including Jadakiss and Little C's.
Wow.
Yeah, and for me to be able to go and not just be in Atlanta, but then also see the impact that the hip hop culture has on every part of that society and that culture, everything from food to art to music, you see it everywhere. And that's really what I think we're lacking here, is that infusion into everything. We get it, but we don't really support the local artists. It's okay to do it on a Friday night, but then a big name comes into town and people forget about the local entertainers. And so what reality is that that big headliner that comes into town, he was also at one point in time a small local entertainer. So we need to remind ourselves, how do we get to the top? And it's not going to be by stepping on the heads and backs of others. It's going to be cooperating, collaborating, and getting on the shoulders of giants to really achieve our dreams.
You know, Dan, it's great. You're telling a great entrepreneurial story, and I know you're an entrepreneur yourself. But it sounds like, there's just locally not enough grassroots in this industry here the way there are in other communities, and that you're really working from scratch. It's really a startup community, correct?
Basically, yeah, because not just the health and safety and protocols, but at the same time, you also have to worry about people's mental health. You want to make sure that people who are going out feel safe. And that's something that I'm always concerned about, because I want to not only go out and have a fun evening and have Ty perform, I also want people to be able to go home, get some rest, and wake up the next morning. Enough of this gun violence, enough of this opioid epidemic. We got a lot of things that people are dealing with that are outside of the music, yet it does infiltrate the music. It has impacted everyone inside and outside of the industry. So we're not in this thing alone. It's just a matter of trying to work together with everyone to make sure that we all succeed and thrive.
Great entrepreneurial story. Now let's go to the product. Ty, you have new music coming out. Tell us about it.
So since the last release, which was the Ty Cooper Show, we've been working relentlessly on just new material. And, I got to a space where I've written so much material that now I could just peacefully work on the visuals. So I have like a mixtape. So by the time everybody sees this, there's going to be a project, a free offering to the world that's called There's Something in the Water. Yeah. And we also have another album that's followed up after that called This Part of My Life Is Called, which is kind of like driven and inspired by the film The Pursuit of Happiness by Will Smith. And if you like, it's kind of like the different scenes in the movie where he explained what part of life he was at, or what chapter of his life was titled. So that part of the movie is definitely the driven direction behind the title of the project and the direction of all the records that's labeled a certain way. And a lot of the recent music that I've been producing has definitely had a lot to do with some traumatic experience that I experienced earlier in the year. Well, pretty much a few months ago. My significant other passed away back in May, and my uncle passed away 2 days after her on Mother's Day. And the irony of, my uncle passed away in Mobile, Alabama, and they flew his body down here to have his funeral in my hometown of Providence, Rhode Island. And what were the odds of my girlfriend being buried right beside my uncle?
Wow.
I mean, really, that was kind of, it was chilling for me to be in such a similar place so soon thereafter. And I pay honor to, I visit Jasmine's stone, looking for inspiration, motivation, and just that reminder that my company is Silent Reminder. And sometimes, you do need to reflect on the past to make sure that you learn from that and you don't try to repeat the mistakes of others, but more importantly, that you just develop an appreciation. And what we do is that we value everything that we're doing. So when we go forward, we know that we're doing it with full hearts. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it, and we're doing it not just for us, we're doing it for others who are not here with us right now.
Yeah. And she was a big part of the journey that me and Dan started, especially when we was recording Is It Safe Yet? There's a record on there called Swordfish that I wrote pretty much about her because she resembled Halle Berry and she loved to wear wigs a lot. And yeah, when Halle Berry was in Swordfish, she kind of reminded me of her back in that. So I used to call her that when we started going out. And then that's where the song Swordfish came from on Is It Safe Yet? And she's been like at the rehearsals, she's been to the shows that we were doing during the COVID part of the, journey. But she, definitely has a lot to do with this new sudden inspiration that I've received over the past few months. So I'm pretty much ready to hit the ground running visually, and I can't wait to show that to the world how much of inspiration she is.
Well, again, sorry about all this tragedy, and I can't wait to hear the new stuff. And I know that Dan is not just a business person. He's one of the more sensitive entrepreneurs I've ever known. So I know it's genuine what he's saying. Dan, first I'll start with you. If someone's looking for you and your business, Silent Reminder, how would they find you?
SilentReminderEntertainment.com. You also look at Facebook, IG, Silent Reminder Entertainment, where you'll be seeing a heck of a lot of Ty. Everything from performing, rehearsing inside the studio, and even just kind of behind the scenes, letting people know who Ty really is outside of just the lyrics. Now, the lyrics are a real clear painting of, again, this kind of Picasso right here. So he paints that picture to allow people to really visually see his lyrics. But the first thing you have to do is you got to open your ears. You got to hit play. And once you hear that, now you understand where we're coming from.
And Ty, is there a place where people can connect with you easily? Contact?
Yes, you can. I'll start with like the app Snapchat. You can follow me on Snapchat as Messy, the number 3 in times. And obviously Instagram, Facebook, The Ty Cooper Show, TyCooper.com, Ty@TyCooper.com, and be on the lookout for the next digital streaming records that we're gonna start putting out there. There's something in the water, and this part of my life is called.
So we got the appetizer, we got the entree,
and then we got a whole full course dessert after the entree. So
that's the documentary. Wow. That's something we got working on. And yes. Jeffrey, I'm not going to lie, I saw that Montreal Canadiens watch. Now I understand your hostility towards the Vince Carter Raptors jersey. I get it now.
Oh, you see my watch, really? Wow.
I saw that.
Yeah, but look, there's the other part of my watch where it's my dog.
Oh, fire.
Nice. I love it.
And I have socks with my dog on it too. I wore it to a legal meeting yesterday. Nice. No one noticed it though. I want to thank you guys. Number one,
everyone else, Jeffrey.
Number one viewed interview last year. Yep. Ty Cooper, Dan Murphy. So we're going to have you guys back again this year. We're looking forward to it. Remind everybody, this is Radio Entrepreneurs.